Yes, guys, welcome to another episode on DFJ Hoops. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Let's get straight into this. So, the 76ers take on the Denver Nuggets, a second game on the back to back, which initially I thought Embiid was not going to play because he played against the Houston Rockets yesterday. And me personally, I think playing him back to back is not going to be conducive to him because he's dealing with a knee swelling and an ankle injury. So I didn't really think he was going to play. But the medical staff ended up clearing him to play, and I was just glad he was cleared to play because we already know what the narrative was going to be. Oh, he's ducking Jokic. He's scared to go up against Jokic. He's scared of the Nuggets, and I'm tired of hearing it. And me personally, I don't really think this game was going to determine who the MVP is or who the best player in the league is or who the best big man is. I just think that whoever you think the best big man is, I think it's a wash. If you go with Jokic, I'm not going to be mad at it. If you go with Embiid, I'm not going to be mad at it. But me personally, I'll go with Embiid, and I'm not being biased or anything. I just think that him being a two-way player is more of him being complete than Jokic being, primarily offense and, he plays less defense. But let's get into tonight's game and talk about what happened. So the Sixers come out and the Nuggets had Nikola Jokic guarding Embiid, and I was just saying in my mind, this is going to be barbecue chicken. And Embiid was just doing whatever he does. He was getting whatever he wanted on offense, and he was getting to his spots, making shots, hitting 16 footers, 18 footers, hitting free throw line jumpers. I think he hit a couple threes as well. And the Nuggets changed their strategy, and they put Aaron Gordon on him, and he was getting doubled a lot on those coverages. But I was glad Embiid was able to make the right play, make the right decision every time he got doubled. He was finding Maxi for threes, finding Kelly Oubre for threes, and there was one play he was in the far corner, and he got doubled, and I thought he was going to turn it over, but he was smart and he held onto it for some time, and then he made a skip pass to the near corner, and he found Batum, and Batum was able to catch that pass. And Jokic was supposed to rotate over, but Jokic did not rotate, and Batum had all the time and space in the world to knock down the three, and he did exactly it. And the Sixers were rolling at that point, and Embiid was just being the initiator on offense for the Sixers. Now Maxey was bringing the ball up, but Embiid was making a lot of decisions like setting screens, making skip passes, making getting a lot of hockey assists. I mean, if the NBA really counted hockey assists, Embiid was going to have a ton of assists, but they don't. But Embiid was just making simple plays. He was not making it difficult on himself. He was trusting his teammates in the process, and I was really glad about it. But one noticeable thing I saw was Tobias Harris was not going off in the first quarter, and so when the game got into the second quarter, I mean, usually Embiid starts on the bench, so it's usually Maxi and Tobias that has the offensive responsibility, and that's when Tobias started going off, and Tobias was hunting for mismatches, and he was putting them in the post and going to work and making a lot of shots. He'll get Jamal Murray in the post, and he'll just use the size to back them down and hit a turnaround fadeaway shot. And he was doing that to Reggie Jackson, Christian Braun, and all those little guys that the Denver Nuggets have. And that really helped the Sixers a lot. And even though he was going off, Maxey was also helping him in the process. Maxey was finding him a lot of open looks. Maxey was getting off himself. He was hitting threes and hitting his running layups or running floaters, if you want to call it. And it was a high scoring quarter. It was a high scoring half, if you really think about it. I mean, they scored 42 points in the second quarter alone, and the Denver Nuggets also scored 40 points in the second quarter. But one glaring thing that happened in this game was the Sixers got killed on the boards. And I believe if the Sixers really want to make a deep postseason run, they have to be one of the best rebounding teams in the league. Because if you keep giving teams or giving other teams a lot of second chance opportunities, they're going to capitalize on it, and you will definitely be in trouble. Now, when I look at my notes from here, the Nuggets had 22 second chance opportunities, and that's without free throws because sometimes they'll get the offensive rebound and the Sixers would foul and put them on the free throw line. Now I didn't count those free throws, but if I also count those free throws, they probably have 30 or close to 30 second chance opportunities. And that really killed the Sixers. So the Sixers are they're gonna have to clean up on rebounding. Somebody has to clean the glass, and Embiid has to be a glass cleaner in certain situations, or not even in certain situations. In all situations, I don't know why Embiid can't average 13 rebounds a game. I mean, with his size, there's no reason why he should get single digit rebounds every game. Like every game, the least amount of rebounds he should get should be 11. But that's Embiid not giving effort on rebound and then being more of a shot blocker, more of a paint patroller, and doesn't really get on the boards. I really like for him to get on the boards because Jokic is a very, very great rebounder. If I look at his stats, he had 25 points and 19 rebounds. He could have had 20 rebounds, and he was getting a lot of offense. I think he had more offensive rebounds than he did defensive rebounds. So he was creating a lot of second chance opportunities for his teammates just by being at the right place at the right time, hustling, giving effort, and just catching Embiid off guard. I mean, he made Embiid look like he was 6'5" if you really think about it. And it was just sad to watch. But in the third quarter, the Sixers came out and Embiid was, doing what he usually does. I mean, Embiid usually goes off in the third quarter, get into his spots and get into the free throw line, what have you, and creating scoring opportunities for his teammates now. Embiid finished this game with 10 assists, and Jokic only had 3, which is very surprising because Jokic gets a lot of assists. But the Sixers are making some boneheaded plays in the third quarter, and that's when the Nuggets went on a run. And I think with about 3:42 left in the third quarter, the Nuggets went on a 15-2 run, and they were primarily capitalizing on the mistakes that the Sixers were making. There was a play where Kelly Oubre got the rebound and went coast to coast and stopped at the 3 and shot the ball. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And there were a couple instances where Embiid was trying to pass it, but he was just telegraphing passes, and sometimes it was the right pass, but it was to the wrong player, and the Nuggets would just pick it up and go score on the other end. And the Nuggets capitalized on those little mistakes, those petty mistakes, and they went on the run in the third quarter to end it. And I think they had a 6 point lead to head into the fourth quarter. But the fourth quarter came around, and Tobias did what Tobias did in the second quarter. He was doing the same thing in the fourth, getting to his spots primarily on the box and taking advantage of mismatches, putting putting Jamal Murray in the post and score on them. Reggie Jackson, Christian Braun, even Kentavious Caldwell Pope, he was doing the same thing to him. And the Embiid checked into the game and pretty much sealed the deal for the 76ers. And the 76ers ended up winning this game. But when I look at the stats, Embiid, 41 points, 10 rebounds, and no, 10 assists and 7 rebounds, which me personally, I think he could have easily had a triple double if he really gave enough effort on the boards, but Embiid didn't do it, so he finished 3 rebounds shy from getting double digit rebounds. But this Sixer team, I don't really have anything negative to say about this victory. The only thing I would say is they got to rebound the basketball better. And I mean, the Nuggets have 46 rebounds, and Philly only had 32. So I mean, that's what 14 more rebounds than the Sixers did, and a lot of it was offensive rebounds, and they scored on those possessions. So the Sixers need to clean up. They need to clean that up. They need to play very smart every quarter. Turnovers is not gonna be. They got to cut the turnovers out too, and they got to make shots. Because if you really think about it, these past few weeks they haven't really been hitting threes, but and tonight in particular, they made 15 out of 31 threes. Now that's a huge improvement. That's a huge improvement. And if you make shots, it's going to be hard for teams to beat you. But if you make shots, you have to also get stops. You can't just make shots and give the other team open shots because it's going to be a back and forth game, and you might end up losing in the process. So these are my thoughts on tonight's game. Whatever you guys think, you can leave your thoughts right down below. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.